I'm Amy. I've been getting a lot of questions recently from people at the game store that I work at, Gamers7, and people on stream, that'd be Twitch, about how to stream. What kind of programs I use, what's my lighting setup, what are my cameras like, and I decided to make this short video. It's got 3 parts to it about how to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go over Streamlabs OBS, which I think might be the most user-friendly version of streaming software out there. I'm going to go over how to set up alerts with that. I will go over how to make your own lighting. A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to go out and buy expensive lighting equipment. You really just need to make sure you've got the proper light bulb and the way to display it, and you're good to go. The third thing I'll be talking about is content creation and setting everything up. All right, let's get to it. Once we have Streamlabs OBS downloaded and installed, we're going to go ahead and log in. Connect it with Twitch. You can't really do anything if you're not connected to one of the programs. All right, now this video is just about getting things installed so you can start streaming the quickest possible. So first thing to do, go to Library. This is where you're going to be able to download all sorts of themes to help you stream. I'm gonna include ones with a live, a be right back, and maybe a stream starting. Let's go ahead. I like this one. It's got 3. Install the overlay. It's pretty quick actually. Adding is a fresh scene collection. All right, so we have a fresh scene collection. And as you can tell, when you come to this little portion here, this is where you're going to find all of your scenes. I have more than one. I imported everything from my OBS. So let's get started with the 3. We have the live scene, which is your game scene. I always like to put that in the second order. I want my starting screen to come first, a be right back screen to come last. Right? My live scene is in the middle. Now, Streamlabs OBS starts everything for you. If you look here, you have your sources. This is where you're going to be able to edit everything. It's all in there, all set up. The very bottom is your background. You're going to delete that. That is your game. That's your desktop. So I'll run a game after we're done to get that started. But you go up to the top. Here are your top donations. Right? Your recent subscribers, latest followers, top donators, webcam. Now you don't confuse this with the webcam frame. I like to lock things so that they can't move. Leave that one open. Click your webcam and it's going to ask you what device you want to use. I'm currently using my camera, so it's not going to configure that. See if I can pick up another camera that I have connected. May not. It may. Let's go ahead and use that one. So that one we plug in, as you can tell, it automatically goes behind that. Awesome. So we have some labels and put them all together. Now we should be able to. No, we can't. That's the alert box. We're going to leave that alone. Basically, everything that's here now is ready to go. You're ready to play a game. You could stream now. You've got your starting screen, your live screen, your be right back screen. Well, do you have everything ready? Is everything ready? It's not, and I'll tell you why. You still have to add how you're going to capture the game. This will be fine if there was nothing there. Go ahead and hit your sources. We're going to do display capture. It's going to capture my my desktop. Depending on what kind of graphics card you have and stuff, and what kind of computer you have, you can either capture your desktop or you can capture a frame. I have 3 screens. I am on my laptop. The easiest way for me to play games and stream them is to do a desktop capture. On here, I could do a window capture and I'd be fine because it's not really going to matter. So I'm going to go ahead and choose. I'm going to go ahead and choose another screen, so that way we can see what's going on. All right. So this is actually my screen to my right. And as you can tell, it's on the top. We don't want it on the top. Let's bring that all the way down to the bottom. There we go. So we have everything going on. So if I were to play a game here, or open a window or start being creative, because I like to be creative. Let's go ahead and I'll open Illustrator. And I'll put it over on that screen, and you can see what it would look like to start playing with Illustrator on that screen. You'd be ready to go. I'd have to move things around and lock things. I'd lock the desktop. The header, I don't like it. Get rid of it. Header name, I could write it in, but I'm good. Chat box frame. I don't like having my chat box up while I'm gaming or while I'm playing. So I can get rid of those. Well, I can hide those, or I can get rid of them by hitting this. It's the minus. Chat box frame, minus. So now I have all these labels. Recent subscribers, we'll leave that there. Alert box, leave that alone. It is my opinion, is I would make these smaller. And I'd also make the webcam. And the webcam frame smaller. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm hitting Shift. If I don't hit Shift, it's going to keep all its properties, okay? If I hit Shift, it lets me warp it. If I don't hit Shift, it goes back to being, it's constraining the proportions is what this is called. So I'll go ahead and put this back. Hold Shift, move it. It's good. If I wanted to start streaming right now, a creative stream, I'd be ready. Kind of. Sort of. That brings up our next point. Now that we have Streamlabs OBS installed, and we've installed a theme overlay, you're almost ready to go. What we want to do next is set up some bots to use in your channel. Streamlabs already has their own bots. It's already integrated in this program, so there's no reason why we should go anywhere else within reason to look for a couple of these things. So if you go to the dashboard and click the dashboard, which we did, you'll see that there's widgets. Go to the first widget and click the alert box. This is where you can set up all of your custom alerts, your follows, your subscriptions, your donations, hosts, bits, raids, redemptions, pledges, all of this. It comes with a custom URL that's kind of hidden. We want to keep that hidden. And then you can test everything. This is where you test things. Now you're going to hear some sounds. I'll test some things. It'll be a little interesting. If you test a follow, the alert was sent. Because the editor is over here, I'll do that again. Down here at the bottom, you can test it again. There we go. Thanks for the follow. That's mine. Some of these themes come with the custom, already pre-custom built GIFs. I know a lot of people like doing their own GIFs. I followed someone last night whose GIF was, "Do you know the way?" It was very funny. So come in here, and Streamlabs will set you up with some basic stuff. You have your general follows. Let's get that. We'll just go to the follows. So they're enabled. You can choose what kind of layout you want. Fade in, fade out. You can fade down, fade right, zoom in. You can do a bunch of different things, bouncing all over the place. I changed my message to "is beautiful." Thanks for the follow. That's what I like. My animation text is a wiggle. I made this image and I uploaded it. You can change the media at any time you like. Got some chickens. Just do it. A lot of things here. Audio's success chime, the sound volume, the alert duration, 8 seconds is good for me. The text delay, no text. Now, you can do alert variations. You don't really need to do an alert variation for a follow. Where you're going to do alert variations for is your donations and your bits. So I have one for subscriptions. I have donations. I'll show you the donations. It looks very plain, but actually I've used a chroma key and I've gotten rid of the black, so it just sparkles up the whole the whole frame. It's a huge car alarm. It's very obnoxious, so that I know exactly what's going on, that someone wants my attention because they were nice to me. The duration's 10 seconds. The sound is 50%, so it scares the crap out of me. Come down here. You have more donation gifts, you can enable things. But if you come all the way down to the bottom with alert variations, so on a normal donation, say someone says, I got $1 I can throw to her. It'll just be these flashing lights. But when the donation amount is exactly 666, something else happens. Are you ready? That's my screamer. You're all going to die down here. She's very popular. For Halloween time, 666, get it? It's just something funny. You know, you can add more. I only have 2 right now for donations. But for bits, because I am affiliated, it's different. I just tested them.
This is a test bit alert.
It's a test bit alert. So come down here. You can set all this up. Now, if you just have a regular, it just says make it rain. If you come down here to the alert variations, I've got all sorts of variations. I've got the screamer when 666 bits are used. Salty, yum. My friend Mikey has one where chicken spins around. Super green, karaoke party. This was one of my more complicated, so I'll test this and I'll show you what it's like, okay? It's an animated GIF, and then I had to find the song piece and upload that separately so it plays. Come and get your love.
This is a test bit alert.
It's a test bit alert. So that's donations, that's that. All right? You could stop here. I do recommend going with another program. It's called Nightbot. Give me a second and I'll bring that up. All right. The other bot that I suggest you use is Nightbot. It's nightbot.tv. Just Google it. Looks like this. It lets you go ahead and add some features into your chat, some timers, some commands that you don't necessarily have with Streamlabs. And I mean, they might have it now because they've connected with Unkbot. I just like Nightbot for a lot of its other features. So go ahead, log in with Twitch, authorize. And here you go. It's already set. You have commands. You can custom build them. You have some default commands, such as exclamation point commands, exclamation point game, exclamation point song. This is where I do all of my song requests. You can have an auto DJ list or a regular playlist, depending on what you're playing. You can let your regulars in. You can keep logs of things. You have giveaways. There's integrations and timers, which is my favorite. That way I can make a commercial, and during my chat, it'll just play things like my Discord link. Nightbot likes to randomly hug my people. My Steam group. That way people can get an idea of what they can join in your community, and you can keep people up to date without having to stop playing and go ahead and do these things manually. It's just a good idea to have some basic ones. Steam group, or your Steam name, or your gamer tag if you're on a console or PC, whatever you're playing. Discord link. Hugs are nice. But I do recommend these 2 bots when you're streaming. I'm going to show you what you do and don't need when you're streaming. So everybody's like, wow, you have a really good video setup and everything, and I do here at this store. I do. At home, I was lucky enough to have a decent webcam purchased for me by my viewers. It's a C930E. I was able to find it on sale. I used a website, camel.com, and I was able to find when it listed at its lowest price. I believe I got it for about $70 when Black Friday came around, and that was really good. My viewers had already donated enough to me that I was able to buy it. I put an amount down. I was like, I'm only going to spend this much on this camera, and when I find it, I'm going to purchase it. And they hit that goal. I was able to wait a few weeks, and now I have that camera. But I'm still using 2 other cameras that are older cameras. That's not that they're bad. It just means that they're not quite as good as the one I'm using now. When I come to the game lounge, I have access, as you guys may have seen, to several different cameras of a varying degree. I even have access to a more powerful camera, but it's a pain in the butt to set up all the time. What is really important, what most people don't realize, is lighting and that green screen. When I first started, before I had anybody before I was affiliated, when I first started, I went to the dollar store and I bought 3 plastic green tablecloths. Because if you light something the right way, that's all you're going to need. Now, what do you mean by that? Well, on OBS and Streamlabs, you have a filter. You can go ahead and put it on and turn it off. I'm going to turn it off for you so you guys can see what it looks like if I didn't have this filter on. It's a chroma key filter. I turn it off, and you can see behind me I have a green screen. This one is, there's 2 of them actually, just sitting here because I'm in a small office. This one is tight and taut. This one's just a green sheet that has holes that we hang up top. At my house, I have a green sheet now. I don't have any unnecessary, I have it tacked to my wall. I don't have any unnecessary poles. I can move it around if I want. We should probably steam this. We haven't steamed it. We've been moving it around. We haven't steamed it. But as long as your lighting is adequate, let me hit the lighting for you. The lighting in here naturally is pretty good, so I'll turn that lighting on a little bit so it's coming from both ends. I'm lucky enough at the store, put the chroma key back on. I'm lucky enough at the store to have lighting, to have great lighting. At home I don't. At home I use my overhead lighting and a kind of funnel object. I made my own lighting. The thing to remember, the number one thing to remember when you're worrying about camera and lighting is the light bulb. I'm going to show you what I mean in a minute. We're going to go over and I'm going to show you how I made my lighting that I use. You guys aren't going to believe, you're not going to believe what I did. All right. So this is what I use. It's just a funnel lighting with a small light bulb. Got this at Walmart for $9, I think. It's got a clamp on the bottom. Pretty good. Now this, I paid more money. This is a luminance. This is a 120 volt, 11 watt, 60 hertz light bulb. It's an LED light bulb. Now this I paid more money for, and I'll go ahead and I'll attach some things so you guys know where to find the best sort of light bulb. So I put these together. You have to put the light bulb in before we do what I'm going to do. It screws together. It's very easy. It clamps. I like that part. You can adjust it any which way you want. Put this in first because you just don't want this shining in your face. That'll hurt your eyes. It's not comfortable, it's not natural, and it's too much of a shine. So you take some wax paper. I think I also bought this at the dollar store for $1. Are you sensing a theme here? All right, you put this on here. Take a marker, that handy dandy marker that we have, and you just draw a bigger outline. Cut it out. Go ahead and place it back in the middle and make little cuts around it. Then take tape. Duct tape's okay, electrical tape is fine, something that's not going to burn. It's very important. Don't want you burning your house down. And you're done. It's got a nice edge. It'll work. Do you want to see what it looks like plugged in? Sure you do. All right, so we're back, and I have the light in my hands, and I want to show you something. It all depends on where you put the light is what's getting lit. That's the most important part. You don't want to have it to the side too much, or you won't have anything over here. You don't want it underneath you. It creates scary lines. Above you, no. The best place is going to be right where your camera is, so it highlights everything. keeps the green screen nice and lit, and it's pretty good. This is driving me crazy because I have so much light in my face right now. But I hope you get that idea. I'm going to turn this off now. I can see! The camera's going to compensate for a lot. All right. So we've talked about Streamlabs OBS. We've talked about some bots in your channel. We've talked about lighting and a little bit about cameras. And the final thing, which should be the most important thing we have to talk about, is content. You are the content maker. You're the one who's going to decide what's on your stream. You're the one that's going to push and want to do better. Even if it's just a hobby, a casual hobby, it's a way to make a little extra on the side while you're working. I like to stream my sewing and my graphics work. As long as everybody's okay with that, it should be fine. But you are the one who's going to decide what you put onto Twitch, what you put onto YouTube, or whatever medium you want to stream from that. So the most important part really of all of this is you. Don't forget that. All right? All right. I hope you like this video, and I hope that it really helps. Just remember Streamlabs OBS, Nightbot, content, a little bit with cameras. It doesn't matter if you don't have the best equipment. It matters that you're starting. People want to help you, so get those dono goals up. If you don't necessarily have a very good webcam, maybe your first donation goal to hit is a new camera. But people want to help you, and people always want to see the new content. So get your content out there, which is the most important thing. Even though everybody keeps asking me, well, how do you start streaming? You have an idea, and you go with it. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope this really helped everybody. If you'd like this, check me out on my Instagrams, Twitch, it's Miss_Amy Alley. Most of my Twitter's Miss_Amy Alley, and over at my page, it's Barren Fields. Thanks, have a nice day.